Hello students, I am Professor Asha Gaur from Department of Basic Sciences, Oriental College of Technology, Bhopal. The topic for today is article. An article is a word used to modify a noun which is a person, place, object or idea. Technically, an article is an adjective which is any word that modifies a noun. Usually, adjectives modify nouns to description, but articles are used instead to point out or refer to nouns. There are two different types of articles that we use in writing and conversation to point out or refer to a noun or groups of nouns, definite and indefinite articles. There are only three articles in English: a, an, and the. There are two types of articles: indefinite, that is a and definite, the. You also need to know when not to use an article, which is also called as zero article. Articles a and the are determiners or noun markers that function to specify if the noun is general or specific in its reference. Often, the article chosen depends on if the writer and the reader understand the reference of the noun. The articles a and an are indefinite articles. They are used with a singular, countable noun when the noun referred to is non-specific or generic. The article the is a definite article. It is used to show specific reference and can be used with both singular and plural nouns and with both countable and uncountable nouns. Indefinite articles a and an. A and an are indefinite articles. They are used when we talk about something that is not specifically known to the person you are talking to. A and an are used before nouns that introduce something or someone you have not mentioned before. For example, Paul: "Hi Peter, I saw an accident this morning outside my house." You are speaking about the accident for the first time to Peter. He did not know about it before. A and an are also used when talking about your profession. I am an English teacher. I am a builder. You use a when the noun you are referring to begins with a consonant: a house, a building, a car. You use an when the noun you are referring to begins with a vowel: a, e, I, o, u. Pronunciation changes this rule. It's the sound that matters and not the spelling. If the word begins with a consonant sound when we say it, for example, university, then we use a. If the next word begins with a vowel sound when we say it, for example, r, then we use an. We say university with a y sound at the beginning as though it was spelled youniversity. So, a university is correct. We say R with a silent H as though it was spelled OUR. So, an R is correct. Indefinite article uses of a. Singular countable nouns for generalization, interchangeable with any, used with consonants. Example: I ate a burger for lunch. My grandfather was a lawyer. New teacher asked everyone a question. A policeman warned me about traffic. I have got a pink bow tie. We saw a giraffe at the zoo yesterday. I am starting to read a new book. They are going to a movie. Definite article the. You use the when you know that the listener knows or can understand what particular person, thing you are talking about. You should also use the when you have already mentioned the thing you are talking about. Paul: Hi Peter, I saw an accident this morning outside my house. You are speaking about the accident for the first time to Peter. He did not know about it before. Peter: Hi Paul, do you know how the accident happened? Peter now knows about the accident. We use the to talk about geographical points on the globe, the North Pole, the equator. We use the to talk about rivers, oceans and seas, the Nile, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean. We also use the before certain nouns when we know there is only one of a particular thing. The rain, the sun, the wind, the world, the earth, the gateway of India. However, if you want to describe a particular instance, you should use a or an. I could hear the wind. There is a cold wind blowing. The is also used to say that a particular person or thing being mentioned is the best, most famous, etc. In this use, the is usually given strong pronunciation. People small is the place to go. The books are expensive. Not all books are expensive, just the ones I am talking about. When not to use an article. We usually use no article to talk about things in general. People are worried about rising crime. People generally say so no article. You do not use an article when talking about sports. My son plays football. Tennis is expensive. You do not use an article before uncountable nouns when talking about them generally. Information is important to any organization. Coffee is bad for you. You do not use an article before the names of countries, except where they include multiple areas or contain the words state, states, kingdom, republic, union. Kingdom, state, republic and union are nouns, so they need an article. Without an article: India, Italy, Mexico, Bolivia, England. The UK, the USA, United States of America, the Irish Republic. Multiple areas: the Netherlands, the Philippines, the British Isles. Rules for using indefinite article a and an. Rule number 1. A common noun in the singular number always requires an article before it, but a plural common noun does not require an article always. A plural noun can have the article the if we want to particularize the noun. Example: I saw a snake refers to a random snake. I saw snakes in a zoo. No article is required. I have seen the snake again refers to the snake I have already seen earlier. I have seen the snakes again before leaving the zoo refers to the particular snakes of the zoo which I saw earlier. Rule number 2. The choice between the two indefinite articles a and an is determined by sound. Words beginning with consonant sounds precede a, and words beginning with vowel sounds precede an. There are some special cases also. For instance, a university, a union, a useful book, etc. A $1 note, a one-man army, etc. An MBA, MA, a BA, an LLB, a BSc, etc. Rule number 3. A or an sometimes makes a proper noun a common noun. Proper nouns generally do not take any articles, but when a proper noun needs to be used as a common noun, you must bring a or an for it. Example: he thinks he is a Shakespeare. Here, Shakespeare does not refer to the actual person, but someone like him. He seems to be an Australian. Australia is a proper noun, but Australian is a common noun because there is only one Australia but a million of Australians. Rule number 4. Sometimes indefinite articles are used to refer the number one, each or per. Examples: I earned $1,000 in that job. $1,000. I have a car, that is one car. It goes 50 miles an hour, that is per hour. Rule number 5. Indefinite articles often precede descriptive adjectives. He is a good boy. What a nice car. Rule number 6. A sometimes comes before determiners. For example, a few, a little, a lot of, a most, etc. But in the case of many, o or an comes after. Example, I have a few friends coming over. There is a little milk in the jar. Rules for using definite article the. Rule number 1. The is used to indicate a particular person or persons or thing or things in the case of common nouns. Proper nouns generally do not take an article. Example, the man is running, a particular man. I saw the boy stealing. When is the pen I gave you last year? I gave him a ball, but he lost the ball. A ball became the ball in the second clause because that ball was not a random ball anymore. Rule number 2. Sometimes the is used to generalize a group or whole class. Example, the dog is a faithful animal. Refers to the whole species of dogs. The English are industrious. Refers to the people of England or as a nation. The honest are respected. The adjective plus adjectives is equal to plural noun. The poor are not always dishonest. The plus adjectives is equal to plural noun. Rule number 3. To particularize a non-count noun, the is required before it. Example, the water of the Arctic Ocean is freezing. Please return the money I lent you last year. Rule number 4. The is mandatory before a thing which is only one of a kind in the universe. For example, the moon is shining tonight. The earth is moving around the sun. Rule number 5. Using the with geographical nouns generally depends on the size and plurality of the things those nouns refer to. The is generally used everywhere except some cases, so it's better to know those exceptions first. The must not precede names of continents: Asia, Europe, Australia, Africa, South America, North America, Antarctica. Names of countries: Australia, Bolivia, England, France, Spain, etc. Names of states, cities or towns: Los Angeles, Alaska, Sydney, London. Names of streets: George Street, Albion Street, Newtown Street. Names of singular lakes and bays: Lake Erie, Lake Eyre, Lake Hiller, Shark Bay. Names of single mountains: Mount Everest, Mount Solitary, Mount Bindo, Mount Fuji, etc. Names of single islands: Easter Island, Bear Island, Bird Island, Fatima Island. Names of languages: Spanish, Russian, English. When the precede these nouns, they refer to the population of those languages. Names of sports: cricket, football, basketball. Names of discipline or subject of studies: biology, history, computer science, mathematics. The is widely used article in English. Except for the list mentioned in the previous slide and proper nouns, the is used before almost all the nouns which mean something definite or particular. The list in the previous slides has some opposite factors also. Those factors are explained in the next slide. The must precede names of oceans, gulfs, seas, and rivers: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Coral Sea, the Timor Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Nile, the Murray River, the Darling River, etc. Names of countries with United States or islands: the United States of America, the UK, the UAE, the Philippines. Names of Great Lakes: the Great Lakes, the African Great Lakes. Names of mountain ranges: the Himalayas, the Alps, the Andes, etc. Names of a group of islands: the West Indies, the Andamans. Thank you.